again, it's Totally Lame Robot, and this is the second video in my Gamestop Stories series. If you haven't seen the first one, I'll put a link in the description. But a lot of people seem to like it, so I figured I would make another video telling you more about the 4-ish years that I worked at GameStop. I met a lot of weird people, and I had a lot of crazy things happen. So without further ado, here's some weird stories for you. So in the first video, a lot of you seemed to really like a particular story that I told about something really disgusting that I found in a GameCube, and I won't ruin that for you in case you haven't seen the first video, but it was pretty gross. And I actually saw a lot of really weird, disgusting things accidentally traded in. And one of my favorite stories was this guy who came in trying to trade in a bunch of PS2 games, which wasn't really anything out of the ordinary. But when I went to check the games, it wasn't PS2 games inside. When I opened the first box, a disc literally fell out of the case, and it was a porn DVD. And that was embarrassing for the guy, and he, tried to make an excuse, and he was like, "Oh, that's my brother's, I'm sorry," and he quickly took it back and stuffed it into his pocket. But it didn't end there. I opened up several more, and the same thing kept happening, and I'm pretty sure the guy just hid his entire porn collection inside of PS2 cases, then proceeded to completely forget about that and try to trade in all of his porn DVDs to GameStop. So I had a pretty good laugh about that, and the guy was like really, really embarrassed, and I don't even remember if he actually brought any PS2 games with him. He just accidentally brought his entire porn collection. So I think I only have time for one more story, so I'll make it a good one. This was probably one of the most stressful days that I had ever had up to this point. It was an incredibly busy day, and we were really understaffed. And if you work in retail and you've ever been in that situation, then you know what I'm talking about. It's the day when you need 5 other people with you, and you're pretty much just fending for your life because everyone is mean, everyone wants to return everything, and they're rude to you, and they don't care, and they're cranky, and it's just not a good situation. So yeah, it was one of those days, if you know what I'm talking about. But towards the end of the day, it started to wind down, and the only people that were left in the store was a young guy and a young girl. They were obviously a couple. They were like in their early 20s. And they come up to the counter, and the guy wants to buy a PC game. So I'm doing my normal thing, ringing them out, and I turn around just in time to see the girl collapse to the ground and hit a shelf of games on her way down. Like, she literally just dropped to the floor, unconscious. And it was one of those situations where I was so shocked and confused that, you just don't know what to do at first. So this poor girl is laying on the ground unconscious, and the only 2 people that can help her are her boyfriend and myself, and we're kind of just dumbfounded is the right word. We're just shocked. So eventually the boyfriend turns to me and says, "Can you go get her a glass of water?" So I sprint to the back room, and we had a bathroom back there, and I go in there to use the sink, and I go in to find the other person working with me puking his brains out. So now I'm completely freaked out because I thought that he could, help me or assist in the situation somehow, but no, he was actually so stressed out from all of the crazy people that we had to deal with that he was actually vomiting from being stressed. Like, that's how crazy it was that day. So honestly, after that, I don't really remember how much time passed or what happened, but somebody called 911. I don't even remember if it was me or who it was. But eventually the paramedics get there, and I calm down a lot, and the girl has woken up. And we're still kind of recovering from everything. It was really intense, and I thought this girl was dying. I thought that my associate was dying. It was very confusing and upsetting. So here's the scene at this point. The gate to the store is pulled halfway down. There's stretchers and paramedics. There is the body of a girl on the ground. And you would think that if you had planned to go to GameStop that day and you had seen this situation, that you would probably just turn around and say, never mind. But no, there were actually people that ducked under the gate, walked around the stretchers, walked around the girl on the ground with the paramedics, and came up to the counter and wanted to inquire about Xbox games. Yeah, people actually did that. I don't understand how people could think that that was okay, but it really happened, and I was completely shocked that people would just disregard the fact that there's clearly a medical emergency happening, but that's what happened, and it completely blew my mind. But if you're wondering about the girl, she ended up being okay, and so was the associate. Everyone was fine, but it was literally the most stressful day that I had ever had in my entire life up to that point. Like, there's been worse situations that have happened after that, but at that time, it was so scary. I was like 18 or 19, and it completely freaked me out. But those are my stories, and I hope that you guys like this one. If you like it, I'll probably do some more. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later.